we've got 11 songs and we gotta talk about them. Hey. Hey, what, Eurovision 2020, I got a new video, Alesia Michelle, I'm ready to go. Eurovision fam, are you ready for the show? Hey Eurovision fam, yes, Alesia Michelle. Oh my goodness, I've been trying to churn out and keep up these reactions. If I'm not reacting here, you know I'm reacting with Eurovision Hub. Don't forget, I am not following any national selections this year for no reason other than the fact that I have a full-time job in politics and it's an election year here in the United States. Just got a lot going on. Plus, I've said this before, I'll say it again. You know, it's something really refreshing about going into these songs, not really having any other thought process or memory of it, and really just accepting the song as the Eurovision 2020 entry, as opposed to kind of thinking like, oh my gosh, I wish this would have qualified, I wish this would have qualified. Yeah, so I don't have to kind of have that feeling this year, to be honest. I'm kind of just like, this is what's representing the country. This is what I got, and how is it gonna perform at Eurovision 2020 in Rotterdam, the Netherlands. Hey, before we get into this video, be sure to like and to subscribe, cause I got so much content coming. Eurovision season has just begun. You don't want to miss a thing. Every year around this time, I do try to do like an early ranking when we don't have a ton of songs, because one, I kind of feel like it gives me the opportunity to give some shine to some songs that honestly, like once we have all of our songs, I might not really be thinking about anymore if we're being real. But then also it's kind of cool to see what songs stick around so that even when more competition kind of comes into the mix, it's like, nope, still like that song. I think last year, you know, Soldi was one of those songs that just came in and it just stayed throughout in my top. Yeah, I'm excited. I approached this at first thinking like, oh my gosh, okay, I have to do a ranking. Like, this is the time. Let's get the ranking. And honestly, I just really couldn't rank. But wait, let's just do a quick check-in. What songs do we have so far? We've got Belgium, France, Spain, Italy, Australia, Norway, Lithuania, Czech Republic, Albania, Armenia, and Latvia. So those are the songs that we have as of now. Can I be real with y'all? I mean, come on. Can I be real with y'all? I mean, this will just stay between us two, right? You know, just between us. Yeah, I don't know how I'm feeling about this year. I don't necessarily feel like this is gonna be a weak year because it's still really early. We still have a ton of songs coming down the pipeline. I think there are some heavy hitters still in the mix that we haven't heard anything from. I'm really curious to see, honestly, what Ireland does. I'm curious to see what Cyprus gives us. I'm curious to see what Greece gives us. You know, Azerbaijan always takes the contest seriously, so I'm curious to see what they give us. Honestly, there's a lot of folks I might not have even mentioned. We also don't know what Sweden's gonna choose from Melody Festivalen. So I'm really curious about kind of what's to come. But I will say I'm slightly, I don't wanna say underwhelmed, but I'm surprised at how many countries seem to be playing it safe this year. There's a lot of countries that honestly I look forward to them being kind of different and them sending us something, you know, of quality but out of the box, and maybe even something ethnic that I just haven't gotten. So what I really see happening this year is I've got like this bunch of songs that I just personally like, that I know that I will listen to no matter what, and I kind of think about them not just in a Eurovision lens, but I'm thinking about them as just like what I want to listen to in the car. Then we've got this bunch of songs that are perfectly fine. They're perfectly good. I don't know how competitive they are. It's sort of like the songs where it's like, I need to see the staging. I need to see ultimately what the rest of the playing field is gonna look like. But these songs, to me, they're good. There's nothing really wrong with them. There's actually nothing wrong with them at all. I just don't know if they're really like going to stand out in a way that propels them to top 3 winner potential, okay? It's really hard to rank stuff when you have like tons of middle of the road entries. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let me compare the basic, you know, generic Eurovision song to the other basic pop generic Eurovision song. You know what I mean? So let's talk about styling, because you know styling matters. It just does. So who do I think is giving the best styling, or who has the potential to serve styling? That's Italy. I'm gonna say Czech Republic, because in the music video, I like what Benny was doing. Also, I got to see a clip of Benny at the Ukrainian national selection, and I like the styling there, so I'm into that. Latvia, I love the little flamenco fringe number that Samantha Tina was wearing. I like the white and the red. I think either of those options are just fine. We can bring those to Eurovision. I think if we wanted to level up with that styling, I don't know, maybe make it sparkle. I'm just throwing things out there, but honestly, I think the styling that we have right now is pretty good. And Spain, I mean, every single outfit that Blas had in his music video was good. So I'm looking for that. And I guess like France, France, yeah. So let me take a moment to give some kudos to like really our ethnic entry this year, which right now, Albania is just standing kind of on a plane on its own, and I have heard from folks that Albania is considering translating this to English, and at this point I'm kind of like, oh God, please no, don't. Because right now I think Albania is really giving us kind of like that ethnic Eurovision feel to a T. I do want to say that Armenia, I like in the instrumentation, but if you saw my reaction to that song, I do think that we can turn it up a little bit because the track was a little hollow for Armenia. But honestly, right now with Albania, I think Albania really is the ethnic standout right now, and I'm nervous that they might change this song and kind of make it not so ethnic. I really want this song to stay in Albanian. I really, really, really do. And again, right now when we look at the songs, Albania is able to stand out because no one else is really serving that. It's just not happening. Let's talk about the best staging that we have so far. Now, it's not completely fair to judge this because not every country has had an opportunity to get on stage and perform. But I'm going to give the kudos right now just because it's early, and I'm going to give the shine where shine is due. Lithuania and Australia are coming here with the staging. And the thing is, I did say with Australia, I wish the styling was a little bit different, but I don't necessarily want to change anything about the staging. Let's not forget that Australia is doing this in one continuous shot. Let me just say that again. They're doing the staging in one continuous shot. It's great. Australia is coming to play. They really always are coming to play, and they're coming to win. But this year, I definitely think is another level up. I'm really excited to see what Australia ends up doing on the stage in Rotterdam and how they end up placing, because I think the song is really strong. And again, that staging is impactful. No one is going to forget it. Yes, Lithuania, obviously. I mean, I think it's already beginning to go viral. Lithuania staging is everything. Now, I do feel like the styling of like the backup, one of the backup girls, I think she's wearing like a Nike thing. Now, unless you are sponsored by Nike, why are we giving them the shine? Let's fully commit to kind of the artsy, new wave Devo moment that we're kind of serving, and let's get avant-garde with the styling. That's just what I think, okay? So there's a lot of talk about the songs having revamps this year, and that a ton of the songs are getting revamps. I do think Albania needs a revamp, but I hope the revamp doesn't include a translation. I've said that before. I'll say it again.
I hope the revamp doesn't include a translation.
I personally, if you saw my reaction to Albania's song, I just want that song to be more epic, and I want it to be more ethnic. So I do think Albania needs a revamp, but I fear that the revamp it's going to get might not be kind of the revamp that I'm personally looking for. Armenia needs a revamp. Armenia needs a revamp. This song is starving for a real ethnic moment. I think there's already some ethnic bits in it, but the track is just real thin. It's real hollow. We need to flesh it out. We need to make it bigger. We need to make the sound fuller. So we need that a lot. Like, Armenia definitely needs a revamp. Now, with the bunch of songs that we have so far, I think there are a couple of countries that I think are just kind of like, please, let's just qualify. Because it doesn't really seem like they're coming to win. It doesn't really seem like they're really, really coming to play. They're just really hoping to qualify. And I'm going to name them. Belgium and Armenia, I think, are really just hoping to qualify. I don't think that they're hoping to win. I think with Belgium's song, I mean, let's be real. A lot of people, I think some of the hate online is not fair. And I just want to say I'm not a fan of like cancel culture, because I think people don't get the full story and then just run with something off like a nugget of knowledge. And really, it's like, it's a whole pizza, but you going off this one little nugget of knowledge. But I will say this. I think some of the critiques to the song are fair. And I think they're fair considering what we've seen happen to Belgium. Let's not forget Scenic. I mean, that was a song a lot of people liked. I remember being concerned for that song going into that semi because it was a very hard semi. It was a semi that we knew a good song was going to be left behind. Low-key, we knew multiple good songs were going to be left behind in that semi, and ultimately, Scenic's song was a song that was left behind in the semi, and a lot of people didn't think that that was gonna be one of the songs that would be. So I think to look at Belgium's entry this year and not have fears and not have kind of like, ooh, nerves around it is ridiculous because we know what has happened in the past, even with good songs. And I love how people pretend like, oh, well, this song is masterpiece. It's so good. How can you say you're worried about it qualifying? How many good songs have not qualified? How many good songs have not won Eurovision? I mean, many. I would think about another song, Blackbird, Norway. A lot of people love that song. There was nothing wrong with that song. That was a quality Eurovision entry. Again, I was nervous about it qualifying. I was like, I really do feel like this might fly under the radar too much to not get enough points from the televote and the jury, really. And ultimately, that's kind of what happened. It just ended up not being impactful enough to garner the points and votes that it needed to make it through. So with Belgium's entry this year, I do think the critiques are valid. The critiques are definitely valid. With Armenia, I do feel like Armenia is in a better position. I do think Armenia is taking a risk this year. I appreciate them for doing so. I would love to see Armenia back in the final, honestly, because Armenia is a country that I really feel like is owed a Eurovision win, and I do feel like that win is coming. This is not the song that they're gonna win with, but I do hope that this is the song that they are able to qualify with. I really do hope, because I love to see Armenia in the final, and it's been a while. It's been a while. So here's really the moment you've all been waiting for. The question is, who do I think is coming to win Eurovision? And the answer is actually pretty simple. I think there are 3 countries right now who are coming to win. And that's Australia, that's Czech Republic, and that's Lithuania. Okay? First of all, I just want to say I think the most underrated country right now is Czech Republic. I'm just going to do a little check on the Eurovision scorecard app. Now, I know this isn't everything, but I also feel like people, there's like a comfort in voting on the Eurovision scoreboard app as opposed to like putting out your true feelings on Twitter or Facebook, So it's like with the app you can see. So in the community, Czech Republic is number 10 right now. I'm gonna say that again. Out of the 11 songs we have right now, Czech Republic is number 10, and to me, that is a crime. It's a crime. Now, we can all disagree. I know my opinions are my opinions, but of course, in this forum, because I'm talking to you right now and I'm not talking to anyone else, my opinion is getting, I guess, the shine right now for this moment. But of course, you can always drop down in the comments and talk to me. But to me, the fact that Czech Republic is so low is absolutely ridiculous. But also unsurprising. I'm not surprised that it's so low, because y'all love underrating songs like this. I saw on Twitter, apparently some people are comparing this song to like Ale Ale, like, which it's not. This is a true Afrobeats track. This is current. This song could be an international hit, legitimately. None of y'all don't like Jaja? I mean, like, that song was an international hit. Oh, Jaja, what? Hey, yeah, so yeah, I don't understand why that song is being underrated by so many people. No one else is going to serve anything like this on the stage. I think the staging is going to be great. I know everyone liked to play Czech Republic last year, but then I think Lake Malawi won everyone over. I didn't need to be won over. I was kind of sold from jump. / I voted for Friend of a Friend to represent Czech Republic, so I was happy about that. Let's talk about Lithuania. I'm gonna say it right now. Lithuania could win. Lithuania could win. Lithuania could win. Win. Let me say it again. Lithuania could win. And low-key, with the songs we have right now, it is sitting comfortably at the top of my list as my number 1. Czech Republic is my number 2, and Australia is my number 3. Lithuania could win this year, and it absolutely would deserve it because they're not playing it safe. They are fully out of the box. They're giving us something unique. The song actually has some meaning and depth to it. The staging is thoughtful. It is intentional. It's not wacky for the sake of being wacky or because it's trying to be funny. It's all intentional. There's a thought process behind all of this. Lithuania, again, it's my number 1. I like everything about it. If you're wondering some of my more in-depth thoughts about it, you can watch my reaction. But I think even in my reaction, I'm just like, I like it. I like it. I'll go back and talk about my number 2, which is also, I think, underrated. I think no one else is serving anything like this. I'm a little bit nervous because they're apparently revamping the song. And honestly, I like it as is. I don't really know what we need to revamp from the song, but apparently they're revamping it. So I hope it's better. I hope I like it more. But I don't see this song being revamped to a point where it falls out of my top 3. I think even as we get new songs, I think this is going to be a hard one to fall out of my top 3. Australia is my number 3. I love the song. I love the staging. No, I'm not a fan of the styling. I'm not a fan of the styling, but I love the staging. Ooh, actually in my Eurovision scoreboard app, I actually have Norway as my number 3. Which I might be changing that. I don't know. I'm between Norway and Australia because the thing about Norway is I love it. I love the vocal, but Norway's not necessarily giving me anything new. Because at least with Australia, I'm getting something a little bit new with the staging. In a Eurovision sense. I'm getting something new with the staging. I'm getting something a little bit out of the box. With Norway, you know, I've seen a pretty girl sound real good singing a nice song. I've seen that before. But I will say, Boo Boo is doing it well. She's doing it well. She's doing it real well. And I'll tell you like the good songs that for me are just kind of in the middle. Italy, Spain, Belgium, like these are all songs I would listen to. I will listen to. These songs are all just kind of in the middle for me. I don't think that any of them are bad. I think we have to kind of see what they do with the staging. I think with Spain's song, it's gonna hang a lot on the staging. So I'm curious to see what they do. I think they're gonna bring it. I think the staging's gonna be dope. With Italy, I think the challenge is how do you not do too much, because we don't want to take away from the beauty of the song and do too much with the staging, but we also don't want to just have him at a microphone singing. That's not gonna work either. So it's like, what is that happy balance? With Belgium, I think it's like, how do you qualify? Like, what do y'all need to do to qualify? Because that's really the question at this point. Because it's probably not going to win. It's not about winning for Belgium. To me, it's about, let's get y'all back in the final, Belgium. You know? I didn't talk a lot about France. I'm not going to lie. France, I almost want to penalize just based off the fact that you had these selections that were so good. Why couldn't we have just picked one of the graduates of Destination Eurovision? Like, why not pick someone who came second place or like third? I mean, like, come on. Or at least, like, worked with one of the contestants who wrote a song. If you wanted to work with Tom, cool, but could we have like maybe collaborated with like one of the participants? So I feel like I'm kind of downgrading France a little bit just based off the fact that like you could have done better, you know? Like they could have done better, point blank. They could have done better and they chose not to, which is wild. And I just want to give props to, honestly, Latvia and Armenia, and of course Lithuania, but Lithuania I've already talked about, but like Latvia and Armenia, thank y'all. Thank y'all for not playing it safe. Thank you for doing something different. I mean, and I should say, I am listening to Latvia's song, and I am probably gonna listen to Armenia's song, but I like the chorus, the hook is booming, but again, I need a little bit more, I need the track to be cleaned up a little bit. And Albania, look, I think Albania, it's just tricky because we hear that this revamp is coming, so I feel weird even judging Albania as it is now because it could legitimately be a totally different song if they translate it to English and like kind of change the instrumentation. I might have a totally different view and it's either gonna go up for me or I'm just gonna be like probably keeping it in the middle. But I kind of hope Albania goes up for me. So we just talked about a lot. How are you feeling about Eurovision 2020? Do you think it's going to be a strong year, a weak year? Do you have favorites yet? Are you waiting? Talk to me in the comments below. Do you agree with some of the stuff that I said? Talk to me in the comments below. Do you disagree with some of the stuff I said? Talk to me in the comments below, but keep it respectful, okay? I don't want to see no name calling. I don't want to see any stan comments. Like, keep it respectful, y'all. Play nice. Don't forget to like and to subscribe, because you know I got more content coming for ya. Let's get excited for Eurovision 2020. Bye.